Hey guys, how's it going? So today's going to be a bit of a different kind of video. I'm going to go through my step-by-step process to get ready for doing some Atlas stone lifting at the end. So the way I like to do this is I would warm up with some deadlifts, then I would make my way over to doing some Atlas stone loading. So my choice of deadlifts would be regular deadlifts, some block pull deadlifts, maybe some form of hamstring activation, so hamstring curls or back extensions. And then I would then go into my stone loading. So I'd start with warming up with the lighter stones, single lifts only, and then I'd do a nice little stone run, like a competition standard. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Was it? And yeah, hopefully you pick up a few tips that help you with your stone loading and deadlifting along the way. Enjoy. Right, guys, today is one of them days, a train with me day. So basically, I'm gonna go through one of my sessions that I would do building up for some stone lifting at the end. What I normally do is I work on my deadlifts. So a standard deadlift, building up my posterior chain. So starting nice and steady. I did start from 70 kilo, and the goal with this was to work all the way up to my top set of 220 for 3 reps, and then a second set for whatever I felt ready for or good enough for. Right now I'm strapping in for a 200 kilo deadlift. Again, still warming up. My main focus with my deadlifting is to, one, build a tight, strong brace for my lats and my hamstrings, but I also want to drill aggression off the floor, which is what we need for a strong stone lift. Here we are now at my first top set of 220 kilo for free. Again, this is nowhere near what I would normally do for a max lift, but as I'm not lifting nowhere near what I'd do for a deadlift with stones, so my goal with stones is to get up to about 120 kilo today. So 220, more than good enough. Currently the reps are not as aggressive as normally. So I've tweaked my back a little bit at the beginning of the month. So I've kind of just been rebuilding it, re-strengthening the foundation of my lower back, and basically just building up load tolerance again. This was set 2 of 220 kilo deadlift. Again, I only did 2 reps on this weight because I could feel a little bit of tightness creeping on my lower back. And based off of what it felt like last time, definitely didn't want to go through around 2 of that feeling. It was not pleasant, so yeah, just kept it at 2 reps for this set. Right, here we have set up for block pulls. So basically I'm reverse engineering for a 280 kilo deadlift. So starting with the blocks on a nice higher rise. So what I'm periodically going to do is I'm going to build up the weight at that height, and then going to gradually build it up to 280 kilo. So once I've hit 280 kilo and I'm comfortable hitting that weight at that height, I'm then going to remove the mat each time, gradually lowering myself down to the ground. So ultimately I'm hoping that I'll be able to pull 280 off the ground once I've kind of body hacked it in a way, the weight tolerance. Again, focus on that brace and the tight lats, and then pull. I'll be a bit quiet now, let you just watch the video. So what I've basically done so far anyway is I worked up to my top set of regular standard deadlifts, but then I completely reset it, so it's almost like starting again with the block pulls at a lighter weight. So you kind of build like starting the clock back again. So you start going again. So building up the weight from a lighter weight so that you're not jumping into something and then not going to lift it essentially. So building up my reps. I'm at 200 kilo at the moment. Back to 220 kilo. So while I was pulling from the ground, I'm now going to pull from blocks. So the thing with me, I feel more comfortable pulling from the ground. Pulling from blocks, it's starting from halfway into a pull, and essentially at the weaker point of your pull, where deadlifts you either win it around the knees or just after the knees. So I slow down just by the knees and then have to power through at the top. So yeah, I hate block pulls, but they creep into a few competitions every now and again. So I gotta get used to them. Gotta learn to love them. Here I am strapping in for a 240 deadlift from the block pull. Now I'm comfortable pulling this from the ground, but again, pulling it from mid-range, not so pleasant for me. Top single of 240 done. Nice to get it confidently lifted. I want to also see if my back could tolerate it at this point in time, since it's not been long since I've pulled it. But yeah, so 240 ticked off. Now it's basically just rep tolerance at 200 kilo. Just building up that CNS and priming my back again for stones coming up. Alright, deadlift completed, and now onto the stones. So I like to start with just a single stone lift, working from 75 kilo all the way up to about 110. So I just load it onto a platform I'm comfortable with and confident with. Just want to get a feel of the stone, get the hand positioning and the tolerance. Then into a stone run. So I'll start with a lighter stone than what I finished on with my warm-ups. Gets it more comfortable to them higher platforms. So here's a standard 4-stone run. At the moment, just getting my flow right, getting comfortable with the pick up from one stone after the other. Here we are with set 2. So I'm doing this while I'm a bit more fatigued now, just to build that repeat performance. The one thing I'd stress about stones is you want to have as wide a hand positioning as possible on the stone to cover the surface area. The more surface area you cover, the easier the stone to lift. You don't want it to roll forward or backwards out of your grip. Also, positioning for the pickup. You want to be lurching directly over that stone. That for me works best. Thanks for watching, and hope some of these tips help you get stronger with your stones.